This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So today we'll be seeing about like few more concepts in Java. So along with that, we'll also be seeing about something called Xcode in Mac actually. So but it is not available as part of Windows. So we saw something like how to create a simulator in Android Studio. Similarly, we'll see about something like say how to create a simulator as part of Xcode. And also we'll see about like say how to list the Xcode, how to access the Xcode, list the simulators meaning, and then how to use the simulators. Okay, so this is just going to be something like an introduction to all the devices that we are going to use it up doing our APM. So that's why like partially we are covering it up as well. So maybe let's start our session. Let me share my screen. Just a moment.
Actually, when I try to open that environment, the system getting little bit hang.
Yeah, it happens because Android Studio is like little heavy project actually. So maybe may I know your RAM size in your machine?
8 GB.
8 GB RAM. Maybe try to upgrade a little bit. If not, go with the real device. Because if you use a simulator, right, it will occupy a lot of memory and it tends to bring down your machine a little bit down. So that's a
Which
problem. Maybe
virtual device do we need to download?
not to download. If you have any older devices, right? Maybe a device you don't use or the device, your personal device, like say a physical device itself,
Okay.
like that you can use it up. For example, maybe let me show you the difference. If you run the simulator, right? So basically, it works over here. But when I connect my own device, if you want to connect your own device, so maybe let me see whether I can do a screen share of it or not. Just a moment.
Can you show the process of how you connect the own device or the physical device?
Sure. Yeah. So what happens over here is like I connected my physical device. Like say if you see it over here, ADB devices. If I give it, so two devices are listed for me. So this is my personal device and this is the emulator device. So let
So
me
how to identify
share.
the device?
Sorry.
How to identify the device?
Yeah. Emulator will always start with the name emulator 555 actually. So that is how you identify an emulator. But our real-time device, like a real device that you connected to your laptop or desktop, will always have some alphanumeric kind of numbers over here. That is the simple way to identify it. So emulator will be always like emulator 5554. Maybe if I open one more emulator, right? Maybe let me check, Pixel 4a. Next, finish. So even if I start this one, right? So I have like say two emulators now. Let it open, or maybe let's try it up. Yeah, it should work. So if I give ADB devices, you can see three devices, right?
Yes.
So emulators will always have a emulator hyphen, some numbers would be there. But whereas when I connect a real device, it will be like some exact numbers would be there. Maybe let me show you the configuration and setup, like say how to identify or how to connect your real devices. Okay, let me try to share the device screen. Just a moment. Oh, sorry, it doesn't work over here. I think only for Mac it works. Yeah. Sorry, only for iPhone devices it works. For Android devices it doesn't work. But how to screen mirror it? Let me quickly check it. Just a moment. Just a moment. Please hold on. I'll show it to you. Okay. So I don't think so I can show it that one, but what I can do it is like say I can get some screenshots. Just a moment. The simple thing is like say okay, here itself we have it, right? So simple thing is like say you have a device, right? Simple. So what you need to do it is like either it's going to be a real device. If it's going to be like this simulator, not required. But if you have a real device, just okay, nothing is there. Just go to your see, just go to your settings. Okay, even if it's a real device, if you have device now itself also you can check it up. So you can go to the settings. Uh, you can go to the settings, and when you scroll a little bit down, right? So you need to go
I
to
see a
about.
black screen. You're not sharing anything, right?
I'm
Oh, now
you're
I
not
can see
seeing
your
my.
screen.
Okay,
Yeah, now
yeah. So you need to go to settings of your device, and about device would be there. You need to go over there, scroll down a little bit, and there is something called your build
About
number.
phone,
Okay.
about phone is
About phone. Yes, maybe it's over here a simulator, but it should be. Maybe let me check exactly what is the name that is available. Yeah, about phone. Yeah, you're right. And about phone, scroll till the last. There is a build number available. Press it multiple times actually. So since it's a simulator, it doesn't indicate me anything. But if you press it like say up to 8 times, basically you get a developer option. So developer option is nothing but it doesn't appear here. You need to go back a little bit, and there is something like say system would be there, and there is a developer option. So this option you need to enable in your real device, not in simulators. Simulators don't do it because it is not required. But in real device, just you need to go over there, enable the build number, and then scroll a little bit over here. There will be like USB debugging. USB debugging, you need to enable it. Simple as it is. That's it. So this is the configuration, or you need to do it in all your real devices. You need to enable your USB debugging mode so that your name will appear here and you will be able to configure it. Simple.
so USB debugging and next one.
That's all. That's all. You just need to enable it. So assume a scenario I didn't enable this one. Like when I okay, let me close this quick template. So assume I didn't enable it for one device. Now if I give ADB devices, you can see it's offline, right? So this is what the difference it makes for a device. So if you enable the device only to a debugging mode, then only basically your device will be getting connected and you can access that particular device. If you disable it, you cannot do it. So in your real device, basically try to enable that configuration and keep it, so that when we jump into the scenario part, like how to do it and all, it will be easy for you. But this is the first step in enabling the device for your testing purpose. So this should be done mandatorily. Okay, so then once you enable this one, simple as it is, if you give ADB devices, it's going to list all the devices that is going to be attached to your laptop or your desktops. So you can access anything over here. And also what you can do, it is like, say you can also download something called your in your real device or your simulator, both ways. Simulator for now you don't do it, but in your real device download something app called APK info. So why we need this APK info is like, say even though like ADB devices can identify it, your APK info is like a real-time way to identify your what to say, your activities. These are nothing but your activities. So it will identify like say the demo application that we are going to run. It will be easy for you to identify what is the app name and the package name. That means like activity name, app activity, and app package. So these two are like, say, mandatory things. For example, so it is have something like app package name, and it has a app activity name. So in any of your what to say, in any of your applications, if you want to access that application, so basically we require these two items in order to automate your application. So app package and app activity name should be known to you in order to automate. So the easiest way is like, say, download your apk.info file, this particular item inside your Android device. Since I already have it, but I'm not sure how to show it to you.
After installing this APK file, do we need to do any configuration?
Nothing, just give allow, except for your contacts and other stuff, just give allow. I don't think so, it doesn't require any special permissions. But if I want to go right, maybe let me show you an example screenshot. Just yes, and I'm sending screenshots. Just a moment, hold on. Okay, so I sent a couple of screenshots. Let me see whether I receive it. Yep. So if you see it over here, this is how you inside your APK info, that particular application, it will be there. Whatever application you have it inside your Android device, everything will be available over here. So what you can do over here is like, say, basically you can see Arogya Set, Adobe Scan, Air Miles, all these applications. So below those application, you can see there is something over here: NIC, GOI, Arogya Set, Com, Adobe Scan, Android, and Com, EMEA, Android, Me. android.me. So all these things are nothing but your, what we have seen, that is nothing but your app package name. So that is the name of your package. So name of the package is nothing but each application or Android application will be given in the backend or while developing some name in which it can be packaged into. So that package name we need to identify, because your Appium doesn't identify by the name of the app, it identifies only with the help of the package name. So by knowing the package name, you can access any of your application in your device. Then what is activity name? So once you identify your package name, so basically it is this particular item which I'm highlighting in the mouse pointer, that is what we call it as a app package name. So I'll be identifying this. So after this, what happens is, like, say I go inside the particular app, and you can see there are a lot of options available. So and then there is something called activities available. So I need to go inside this activity. So inside this activity only, you can find a lot of activities available. So what are these activities? Like, say whenever you open your particular application, so what activity it will open, that means, like, say what screen it is going to open. So that screen is basically, we call it as your activity, because when you open your application, so it needs to open one screen first, right? Like, say how in a web application, if you open your web application, what happens? Initially you land up either in a login screen or a dashboard screen, right? So similarly in an application as well, mobile application as well, when you start the, or when you tap the particular application, you'll be landing on either the login screen or the home activity screen, or sometimes there will be something called your splash activity. So splash activity is nothing but the animation, predefined animation, that is coming into picture whenever you open that particular app. So these two items are, like, say a mandatory thing for you to identify. So whenever you are using this particular, or you try to use the application and try to find out the app package name and the app activity name of the particular application, so that it will be useful for you. And also, whenever, also the important thing is, like, say we need to know this device name. So this is going to be your device name. These three things are very major things. So these are the three things based on which we are going to run your application into. Okay. So any doubts here so far till now? How to set up your device for your testing? Any doubts here so far till now?
I think I'm downloading the APK file. Once it download, I will let you.
Sure. Yeah. Yes, please. Okay. Okay, then let's move forward. So far what we have did is, like, we are trying to identify the Android device, whether it's going to be a simulator or a real device. Similarly, we'll move on to something called a Mac configuration, which is nothing but your how to create a simulator in your Mac. To create a simulator in your Mac, actually, so in your Mac, so basically what you need to do, it is like, the first thing, you need to identify your, or you need to download your Xcode. The first thing, without Xcode it doesn't work. So in Android we saw something like adb command. Here it's going to be, like, say something called your, the command line is going to be something called your xc run. So based on this xc run, let me check it. Yeah, xc run. Yeah, so this provides the interaction between your device and your Xcode and your terminal, simple as it is. How in Android what we have seen is, like, say in Android, uh, we had something called your Android Studio, and we had something like adb commands. So far we have seen only one command. We'll go step by step. Adb devices we have seen. So, and using the adb devices, how to identify the real device, how to identify the emulator we have seen. And similar to that, your Xcode also holds something like xc run. Okay, so this is from your terminal or command line. So basically you will not be able to use your Xcode as inside your Windows machine. Just you need to have a Mac in order to run it up. So how to use it is like, say maybe I have an Xcode, so let me open it. So simple only, not as complex as Android. So simple way of opening an Xcode. So you launched your Xcode. So I have a project created. If you don't have it, just create one project, because we need to go inside. If not, no problem. You go to your Xcode, open developers tool. There is a simulator. That's it. If you want to run a sample code like as we did in Android Studio, you need to create a new project. If not required, no issues. Create something called a simulator over here, or like say go to Xcode, click on it, open developer tool, simulator. That's it. So by default it opens a particular simulator, iPhone 3rd generation. So if you want a new device that needs to be created, so you can go to file, new simulator, just give a simulator name, maybe simulator. So what is the device that you require it? Maybe I'll put an iPhone 12 mini. And what is the OS version? So OS version is available like this. If you want to pair an Apple Watch, you can do it, but obviously we don't require it up, and you can simply create it. That's it.
For Android also, do we need to download the simulator?
No, for Android we don't require this one. You can't do Mac stuff in Android actually, so you will not be able to do it up. But for Android Studio, you need to download that Android, which type of Android we want it up. That we require it.
So can you please help me how
Why
to
it's
download the simulator?
sorry.
Can you please help me how to download the simulator?
This simulator you mean? The iOS one?
Yes, yes, Xcode. As you download.
Xcode, it's a simple one. Like you can go to google.com and directly download it up. Uh,
Okay.
you can go to like say google.com and Xcode download. That's it. So Apple will give the download resources, whatever they have it up.
Is there? Do we need to select any latest version like that?
Whichever version you have it, no problem. It doesn't bother much. Because like Android Studio, we need some JDK, like say a specific amount of JDK. Here we don't require it up, so you can directly download it up. Like say we view on Mac App Store, and you can download it up.
Okay.
It's a simple configuration only. Just you can install it and go ahead. That's it. This is again, it is similar to that of Android Studio. All your development activities can happen inside your Xcode, and yes, it will be of useful. You can also try to explore some how to create your apps or something, some basic things, so that you can also be aware of it. So once you download this one, just the simulator is there, but my third one is not getting created. Okay, let me close this one. Sorry. Xcode, see devices. Ah, it opens it up. Okay, so this is how you can have your devices, like say 2 3 devices together. So you can have an, depending upon your usage, you can have 1 or 2 devices. Now how to check these devices or like say how to check whether these devices are available. Simple as it is, again you need to go to your terminal, and these are the few commands which will be useful, but going further we'll have more commands as well. To get the total number of simulators available, so basically you paste this command sc run simulator. So simctl is nothing but simulator, and then list that particular simulator. So when I run this one, you get a lot of devices available. Most of it would be like say shutdown, that means I'm not using it. So and what you can do about is like say if you want to see what are the simulators attached over here, like say we have simulators, right? In that case what you can do it is like you can have something like say you can use this command whichever is boosted, paste it. So xc run simulator list, I'm using this command, devices booted, so that means whichever is actively available. So you can see for me I have like two devices with iPhone 15.5, iPhone 12 mini, and this is going to be your device ID. So for let me copy this, so you can see it over here. This is how it will be useful. So iPhone 12 mini, and you have the particular device ID, or basically we call it as your in iOS terms as UDID. So without this UDID you cannot run your particular stuffs. So we need the UDID, so we got the UDID, and yeah, simple as it is. That's all we require it up to run it. This is how your easy way how to create a simulator as part of your Mac, and how to identify the UDID of the device and stuff. This is how your simulator works as part of your Mac machine. So any doubts here so far till now, and what are the commands that you can use it? So commands, let me ping it to you in the chat so that it will be useful for you. Uh, for Mac, this is used only for Mac exclusively. For Android, if you want, it is like only like ADB devices. So we don't have that much complexity as part of Android. So these are the stuffs. Okay, so this is for your Mac, and for your Android, let me mention it. So we have like ADB devices. So this will list all the devices attached to your machine. Simple as it is. Okay. So this is how it works. So any doubt in like say what to say Mac creation, like say how to create or how to create a simulator in Mac? Any doubts here so far? So simple thing. Similarly, how we did for your Android Studio, you need to have Xcode actually, and then from your Xcode, open developer tool simulator. It will open this simulator screen, and from your simulator, you need to open the simulator. So if it's going to be iOS 15.5, so which device you want, you need to select it up. So I selected like say Arvin simulator over here, which we created, right? So if you click on it, you get your third simulator. So you can access all your simulators like this. So if you want to list it out, simple, xe run simulator list devices booted. If you click on run, that's it. So you can see my name of the simulator available and what is the UDID and stuff. So this is how it works over here. So far what you have seen is like, say we try to access the real device in Android and some simulators uh, as part of your iOS Mac. Okay, so you can use this particular things actually just for your practice to create some simulators and do it up. So any doubt in creation of simulators so far?
Good.
Okay, thank you. So so now let's move on to the Java concepts for like 15-20 minutes to cover that part as well. So in Java, so basically what we are going to do about is like, say we have seen till inheritance yesterday, encapsulation and inheritance, what they are going to do about. So and to continue with that, like after inheritance, like yesterday we have seen like, say for inheritance we can have like, say one child can have only one parent, it cannot have multiple parents. So in order to achieve this particular multiple inheritance stuff, so basically we are going to use something called your interface. So what is interface and how do you are going to use your interfaces? So interface is nothing but basically those are the options where you are going to use, like say only method declaration is going to be available. There is no method implementation available inside an interface, and whenever you see an interface, basically it's going to start with the keyword called interface. So how to create an interface is like, say let me show it to you. So this is how an interface will be looking like. So how to create it is like, say you go to your package, right click your package, new interface, and you can give the name for your interface. Maybe let me give it as your, always an interface has an I symbol before that. So I sample I run interface. So just for easy identification I gave it like that. And if it's going to be always an interface is going to be a public because it's going to be used everywhere, and finish it. That's it. So this is how you declare an interface. So inside your interface you can have any n number of methods, but there shouldn't be any declarations available. Like as you have seen over here, I can have only like declarations of a method. Like say I'm going to have like, say public void addition, or like say to be more generic, arithmetic operation, arithmetic operation, open close brackets. And if I give some implementation, you can see there is an error, abstract method do not specify a body. That means like, say you cannot have any body for a methods inside an interface. So you need to have methods, in the sense we don't have any implementation, only declaration we can have. But again, if you ask me, can I have only the void methods inside your interface? Not necessarily required. So I can also have something like, say integer as well, and then I give like, say return string, something like this, a method name. So it is not restricted at the interface level. So you can have void, int, string, anything, you can have it as your return type, simple as it is. And in case if your interface wants to return some method with a implementation, it is possible, but it is possible only after your Java 8 version. So if you have more than Java 8 version, you can have it up. So how to use it is like, say you need to declare it as a public. Like say for example, let me give it as a public void. This again it can be with return type or without return type, anything it can be there. So let me give it as your addition, and let me write a simple int of result is equal to a plus b. Fine. So this is addition. I can pass the A and B over here. So addition, just you can change it to static. That's it. You will be able to do method with implementation over here. But you cannot override it up. Whatever is available over here, it will be available as part of your mission, as part of your code. So you can create an interface like this. So usually how we do it is like in our projects, we create a separate package for interface, and we access all the or we put all our interfaces inside that package, and then we access from that particular package the interfaces, like say how we are doing it over here. So this is one of my simple interface. So I want to call it inside your parent. So how do I call it is like say or like say I'm calling it here, I think. Yeah. Yes. So you can see this is a simple interface, I sample interface, sorry, and I have declared the static method demo method display, simple. So what happens over here is like say in test class B, if I give something like class B implements is the keyword. Similarly, how we have for inheritance the extends, right? So here the keyword is implements and the name of your interface. If you have like this specifically, let me delete this and show you. Okay, save it. Now you can see an error is popping up. The type test class B must implement the inherited abstract methods from iSample interface method demo. So that means your iSample interface has two methods. Maybe let's delete this one. We don't require it. It has two methods. One is like method demo and method display. So it is suggesting us to mention both the methods. So if you click on like add unimplemented methods, your both the methods will be made available. Simple as it is. So this is how it works. Now you can give your own implementations over here. Like say for example, just I'm giving a simple SYSO. This is implementation of method demo from class B. And similarly, I can have like say, okay, I can put it over here. Okay, it returns an integer. Okay, let me give it as a 45. Simple. That's it. Display from class. Simple as it is. Now, how to call it inside your main method? So if you have a main method, like say, let me copy the main method. Or you can directly type it as a main control space bar. You can have that particular methods. Like how to declare the methods over here is like say simple as it is. You need to provide the as usual like say test class B, your what is it, your object creation. Test class B is equal to new test class B. Simple as it is. So let me change new test class B. Okay. Now your test class B dot, you can pull anything from over here. Display method of display. For display method alone, since it's having a return type, let me put it under SYSO and copy this particular stuff inside. So when you run your script, now it's going to be run as usual. This implementation demo from a class B and it goes on so and so. But what happens if I have something like a static method? Like say, let this one be like this. Let's go to iSample demo. No. We have created something. I run interface. So I have like arithmetic return string and then I have like say addition method. So assume like I want to pull this interface to your test class B. What I will do it is like simple thing, I give a comma and paste it. Now again I need to add the unimplemented methods. Simple. So you add the unimplemented methods. But when you observe it, right, it doesn't invoke your method with return type. Did you observe it? The method, the non-abstract methods, it doesn't identify it. But still it will be able to identify. Maybe for arithmetic operation, let me give it something like say, this is arithmetic operation, and again to enter this, I gave a return of string, right? Let me put it as a string. Sample. What is it? Okay. In interface I need to change it up. In interface I gave it as an int, right? So let me change it as string. That's it. Okay. This is how it works. So if you go to the again the main method, so here also you can see the same object, you can use it up. Test class B dot arithmetic operator, and again let's say test class B dot return of string. So this again, since it's a return type, to just observe it what's going on, cut it, put it inside it. That's it. Now if you want to access this addition, right, simple as it is, test class B dot, so method of addition, what is the name of the method? Addition, just it. Okay, can give it like this, but let's see what does it provide in error. Create a method. Okay, so that means like say simple as it is. Okay, let's see, let's first run the script and check it out. So if you run it, you get all these details over here, simple as it is. Okay, but how to access your specific stuffs from over here? Okay, let me just check it up. Okay, so you have your addition, so I think it should be able to access, but why it's not accessing? Just a moment. It's creating a private method, but I don't want this one. Okay, a simple error I'm doing it. Maybe I leave it to you to identify it. So I know it, what's the error, but let me give you practice also. Like say, what you can do it is like you can create something like this and you can try to Google it out why it's not accessing it. Why I'm not able to access it. I'm doing a simple mistake. So let me see, like say whether you are able to identify it or not. Okay, simple as it is. So just try it up. It's just for a practice, okay, so just as a startup practice. So just try to identify why this error comes whenever I use a test run interface. So if you didn't identify, let me know by tomorrow itself. I'll tell you what is the issue. Okay. Then what happens is like say, yes,
Can you
one
show
more
me
thing.
the addition method?
Yeah, sure. It's inside run interface over here. It's just a simple parameterized method. So I'm trying to access parameterized method inside your test class B. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, just try to identify why the error is coming. and what change you need to make. Okay, simple as it is. And along with your interfaces, so basically I can also access your inheritance as well. Like say this class is a parent class, I can use your inheritances as well, like how I've used inside your test class A. So here also I've used like say two interfaces and common parent. So this parent I can use it with the help of extents of the name of the parent, and then I can do an implements of interfaces. So if I use like say common parent, as usual I can access it up. For example, if you go to our share, if we want to do it in our class, like it's going to be like this: extents of common parent, and whatever is your parent is holding, like say test class B dot view, what's the method name inside your parent? Addition operation. Okay, so I'll be giving like say 1 command 2 3 something. Yeah, so now when I run it up, your particular class will be able to accept both your interface as well as your inheritance as well. So this is how you can achieve like say multiple inheritance in Java. So this is how we can do it. So one task for you tomorrow is like say we need to identify why the addition method means a method with implementation is not accessible in the class. Simple. Okay, this is what we need to identify. So that's all I had for today. Maybe just 2 more minutes we can have some Q&A if required, or if we can close the session, can close the session. So tomorrow we'll be checking something like say how to identify the like say some one concept in Appium which we call it as a desired capabilities. So we are going to see something about desired capabilities tomorrow before we deep dive into the Appium concepts, and also like a couple of Java things we'll be seeing it about. So any doubts here so far, or any Q&A you have it, you can ask me now. So this is all I had for today.
I'm good.
Yeah, thank you. For you, Jagdish, like today I'll give you the answer, like in Windows environment, why it's not happening. So let me try to install it in my Windows machine, and I'll just keep you posted. Yeah, for sure today.
Yeah, sure. So once you complete this ping, we will connect it.
Sure, sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Then thank you so much. Like we'll catch up again tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you
Yeah,
guys. Have a good day.
thanks very much.